Hi guys, welcome back to the Train Sim Depot. My name is Gareth and today we're going to be taking a look at how to edit scenarios in terms of actually swapping out stock. Now this seems to be a common issue people seem to have in the Train Sim world, and I'm going to answer that today. There are two ways you can do it. I'm going to be going through the first way and then I'll be doing in the second part later on in this video where we talk about how to do it actually in the in-game editor. Now the difference between using an in-game editor and something like the RW tools or TS tools as it's called now is the in-game editor is slightly very unreliable with the common OOM, the out of memory error. So the actual way to do it is probably using TS tools. However, it has been known to corrupt scenarios in the past. So there isn't really a 100% way on how to do it. But today I'm just going to show you how to do it on both, and then it's up to you to choose which one you want to do. There are some caveats to actually doing it in the in-game editor too, is depending on actually how heavy the scenario is in terms of actually the size of it. Like if you're doing like a full run on the East Coast Mainline merge, you're probably not going to have too much stability with that. But if you're doing something maybe on the Great Western Mainline original DTG version, then I think you'll be okay swapping stock out. Not that you actually want to play it anyway, because you have the Great Western Mainline by JT, but hey ho. So you want to go and download TS tools or RW tools. I can't remember exactly what it's called now. I'm pretty sure it's called TS tools now. I've got TS tools. I think there's two versions. RW tools is slightly broken. There's some C++ compiling errors and stuff with that, with the language it's actually written in. So I'll leave a link down below where you can actually install this. It's just really simple to install. You just have to point it to your RARWorks folder, into your Steam folders, and it'll work absolutely fine. So when it's installed, you want to go here up to scenarios, you want to click edit scenarios. Once that has opened, you will get, so you've got to select the route. Now, most routes actually have a name on them. There are some, all mine are actually names. Some routes, the folder names are just binary strings. Some of them are sort of just zeros with threes and all of that. Don't worry about that, it's the name. So for the purpose of this video, I am actually going to be clicking on the Great Eastern Main Line, what is the London to Norwich run, using the Great Eastern Main Line plus the added extra traction depot. And we're just going to click on a basic London to Norwich run in the evening by is that Cranky Bot? No, that will be Cactus. That is a Cactus 732 scenario. And yeah, basically when you load it up, you have to click edit. So you need to click on edit scenario, and then this box will appear. It will take some time. There might be a bit of unresponsiveness, but it's fine. I'm going to make this whole. So this panel is basically the entire the entire sort of scenario. What basically does is you can add the description. I believe you can actually edit the description. Yeah, you can edit the description, you can edit briefings, time of day, month, season, what weather provider, so AP, weather EP, variable snow with fog. And then you can also change what the scenario is and all that sort of stuff. But for this video, purpose of the video, we'll be up to here. So the consists are actually like the trains. As you can see, this is pretty heavy. So I probably wouldn't advise doing this in the editor. I'll probably just do it on here. And as you can see, we actually have the selected consist. So select your player consist. Normally it's in red. It used to have a P next to it, but I believe now it's just in red. And you click on it, and as you can see, it's a Class 90 DVT rack with a load of Mark IIIA coaches. So how do you swap it out? So it's super simple. So just say if I wanted to swap this out with the normal Class 90 you can get with the pack on Armstrong Powerhouse. That's super simple. Maybe I want to swap out for a Virgin one. It's super simple. So you want to click on, this is basically your RARWorks folder in your assets folder. So you want to click on AP. So Wagons did do the pack for this. It is the class, doesn't really matter, we're just going to click on the Class 90. And then what you need is to click on rail vehicles. And what that will do is that will load up the blueprints. So you click on the electric up here, and then what you do is you can click or find all available rolling stock. And what we'll do is it will list all of the Class 90s here. And what happens is as it's done, these are all the consists you can use. So just say if I want to swap out the Greater Anglia Class 90, I could swap that out maybe for a Freightliner one, but I'm actually going to do it for a Grand Central one. The Grand Central one does look very good by Budget TMD, I have to say. And basically what you do is you click here, and you can click swap a single, just swap the items with the one from available stock. So it's super simple. You just click this one here, and then what it'll do is it will change it. There will be a bit of time before it has to do that, and it says your Con6 rolling stock information has been updated once you save changes. So that is now leading. Obviously, I'm going to keep that because you do need that. And that is simply how you do it. You can do it for diesel, you can do it for freight, you can do it for passenger, tender, steam, DMU, and EMU. Again, it is super, super simple to use. And after you've done that, you just want to click Save Changes to your scenario. And what will happen is your scenario bin and properties.xml file has also been updated. And then what we'll do is it will close that file. That has all been updated now, and when you go into the game, it will come up with a class 90 Grand Central. So that is basically how you do it in RW and TS tools. We're now going to go into the in-game editor for part 2, where we actually talk about how the in-game editor and how you can actually swap it out. So let's get straight into it. I'm not going to be using a very heavy scenario. I'm just going to be using something from a very old route because I don't want the game to crash. But it's super, super simple. Okay, so once you are actually in the train simulator main menu, you want to click over to build. Now, this basically means the sort of build menu, and you want to click across to scenario. Obviously, if you're creating your own scenario, you'll click new scenario, but we're actually going to edit a scenario. I'm going to do it on the Weary Lines by Armstrong Powerhouse. One of my favourite routes, actually, to be fair. So I've just got to find it in this little menu here, because I do have a lot installed at the moment. I do need to go through and actually delete a lot of the stuff because I don't actually use a lot of it, to be fair. So we're going to go to Weary Lines. Here we go. So you want to make sure that it is not a career scenario. Okay. The reason for this is career scenarios you can't actually edit. Okay, that's the problem. So we're actually going to edit a 156 scenario. That's going to be the Great Yarmouth to Norwich. So we're going to click that, and we're actually going to click edit. But the career scenarios, please do not try and edit them, because as soon as you made all your edits, it will come up and say you cannot make changes. You do have to clone them. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Always do something what you know you can actually change. So we're going to do the 2 Charlie 17 16 18 to Great Yarmouth to Norwich. We're going to click edit, and the game should load up. Okay, so once you have loaded up into the in-game editor, you'll be sort of, depending obviously where the scenario market is, it depends on who has built the scenario, but this is actually an AP1. Normally means they're pretty well set up, so it's super, super simple. So basically what you want to do is you will be given this menu here. If you've never used the in-game editor before, it's absolutely fine. The Weary Lines isn't that sort of difficult to use in terms of it's not quite laggy, so it's quite cool. But this is a scenario market. This contains all of this information here. So as you can see, we have the AP weather pack and all of this sort of jargon. We actually don't need that at the moment. I'll go to that in another video. So basically, you want to click out to this this drag out button here, and there's this one with a little sort of orange square triangle next to it, and you want to click that. And basically, what this will do is it will these are all the stuff what is included in this scenario. So if you need to include, if you want to have like maybe a class 90, you click on here, go down to class 90, and tick the middle box. But for this, we're actually going to change this with a. The EPs work very, very differently, I have to say, because the EPs, the enhancement packs, you have to have the original included. That's just how it works. We're actually going to change it to a class 150, sorry. It isn't actually realistic. You should never actually have a 150 on the Weary Lines, but hey-ho. No, I don't think I ever ran on the Weary Lines, actually, if I'm not mistaken, but doesn't really matter. So, just for the purpose of this video. So, we're actually going to make it so when you come down here, you have these 3 little buttons. Now, this is the single unit. This is the sort of freight, rolling stock, sorry, and this is the consist. Most people use consists what have already been built by the developers. So just say for this one here, we're actually going to click on this one, and what we'll do is it will change it all. So as you can see, it becomes a little bit nicer. AP have a big habit, though, of actually making their names ridiculously long. There is a patch for this. So, yeah, it is... 156. It's the 156s. That's why. So yeah, we're actually going to change it for regional railways, a class 152. And it's super, super simple. So you want to click that, and you want to drag the consist onto the platform next door to it. The reason why we do this is because you cannot drag it next to it, or otherwise it will glitch out. So you want to drag it to the platform next, and you want to just line up roughly where it is. Doesn't really matter. And that will place quite nice. I actually have to say it's a very nice livery. I have to say, very, very nice. So then what you want to do is you want to click Control Shift. You want to click Shift and hold, and you want to click on the band there, and you want to drag that across to this one. Super, super simple. Okay, so you want to click Shift, and you want to hold down your left key on your mouse, and then you want to drag that across to the loco, and you just want to let go when it gets there. And that is basically, that drags all of these properties over to this consist and then get basically rid of this one. And then what you need to do is you need to get rid of this, obviously, because the platform number is on this platform here, so there would be errors left, right, and center. So you want to click on this one until it sort of clicks, and you want to click delete. And this one here, you want to click delete. And then what you want to do is you also want to click this, drag this over to this one here, and you also want to drag this across to. Now this is where it does get a bit tricky because you are actually at a set of points, and you want to drag it, and you'll actually hear on the game like a clinking noise, and basically that means they're together. And you can also just have a look to see if there's any gap here. Some rolling stock and consists do actually have gaps. The 800 do have gaps because obviously you've got the bit in between, so just be mindful of that. Now this should in theory work perfectly okay. Obviously it's slightly unrealistic, you never have regional railways down here on the wary lines, but hey ho. If anyone's wondering what these are, just side information, these are portals. They are used to relieve your computer. Well, basically, if you want to use a portal, it basically makes the train disappear. Is probably the best way to describe it off the map. So you can actually have more than one train stop, and it's how people get really realistic bits and pieces. So now if we were to click this big play button, you can go onto the timetable and click save. I don't know why it's hidden away in this menu, so if you want to click save, just in case, obviously as we know it's quite unreliable, and you want to click the play button, and what it will do is it will play the scenario. Typically the loading time between the actual editing of the scenario and now is quicker because it's already loaded up the game, while it just needs to load in all the timetable stuff. Super simple. So as you can see, we are already on here. So the end of this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys did learn something today. It is a super simple video, and it's super simple to actually swap the stock out. There are a few things that I will say is if you are using the bigger routes, so the East Coast Main Line merge, East Coast Main Line in general, because it's quite a heavy route. Some of the scenarios, there are sometimes like 50 odd different consists moving around and stuff like that, so it can become very complex for the game editor to actually process. So use TS tools for the bigger stuff, maybe for like something like the wary lines, Great Eastern Main Line merge, Great Eastern Main Line, just use the editor, and the smaller routes use the editor, but for the bigger routes, and also have a look. Some routes are known to be slightly broken when it comes to the editor and quite unreliable. If you keep on swapping in and out of the editor, then eventually the game will dump. That's just a core issue with the train sim engine. So hopefully that's okay for you guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We are going to be moving on to some more how-tos soon, maybe some actual loco Pacific stuff, maybe how to set up a 156 from cold, and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.